I know you guys have seen all the Klein videos, not from this channel, but from other channels talking about the new Klein sockets, adapters, ratchets, all that stuff. I'm here to tell you exactly what you need because one of my last videos was talking about the inefficiency of having to switch between all these different drivers. You got your 10-in-1 here, and then by the time you switch this around, you could have already just reached up wherever, grabbed the screwdriver that you need, and started wrenching on whatever you're trying to tighten. So there's no argument there from a lot of you guys, and I'm glad you guys agree because I left myself completely open on that last one, telling you to let me know if I was right or wrong. So we all agree that we don't need all these multi-drivers, but we still do need some efficient tools. So let's look at some of those. This is a very efficient tool. It's made by a number of different manufacturers. This one's a Husky, and this is actually the wrong one. You guys need to go buy the Craftsman. You can see where this is almost flat and this side protrudes out. The Craftsman has the 3/8 that protrudes out and has the 5/16 that's almost flat. The 3/8 is far more useful for stretch straps and things like that. If we were to look at like how a stretch strap goes, it usually goes something like this, and then the bolt goes through, your pipe would be going here, and you really need that extra lip on your spanner or your wrench to jump on that fastener. If it's flat, you're not going to get as good of grab. So it's definitely helpful to have the side that protrudes out easier to get on that bolt head. There's no doubt about it. So we've got the gear wrench, was what I pretty much started with. They've got the Craftsman. They've got a bunch of different brands. The Husky is probably the one that you don't want. Whichever one you do want is the one where these things stick out the furthest, so they act like a socket, and you need that many less tools in your arsenal. Another really good tool for efficiency is going to be this Klein multi-nut driver, and this thing is hollow, so you can run your all thread right up the middle of this, and it even goes to 9/16, which is a big deal. So if you're tightening strut and you're tightening the all thread on the bottom of strut, just running that nut up, it looks something like this. If this is your core gauge, this is your angle, maybe you have a piece of strut running across, this would be your beam clamp, of course. Maybe you're running your all thread straight down like this, and we're going to catch another rack going across this way, and this is going to be your all thread that's coming up, and you got to put a square washer and then a regular nut on top. And then you got to do the same thing down here. You got to put a square washer and then a nut on the bottom. And if that all thread goes down a little bit further, you can see where having this hollow, you're going to be able to go up through the all thread to get that tight. And that works really good, which is why you really only need this kind of tool to do the final tighten, because most of this is done with your fingers, where you're tightening the nut on the top and you're sandwiching the nut on the bottom, and you're spinning that with your fingers or whatever you're doing. Rarely often do you ever really need to put a driver of some sort on this, except for the very last bit. And that's where this guy comes into play. This is a 9/16 deep hollow socket from Klein, and they make a longer one. And this is fantastic if you're doing strut work, building racks, things like that. 9/16 is the most common size. And look, we even get a magnet inside there. So if you guys don't know, we can show you here. Definitely has a magnet in there for all of your hardware, and then that's going to help you build assemblies if you're using spring nuts or twirl nuts or whatever you're doing. You'll be able to put that 3/8 bolt on there, really hold it where you want to, get in between the channels of the strut. If you know, you know. And then you can get a good tighten instead of having to use your fingers and a regular socket. Or maybe you were packing your deep sockets with electrical tape and balling it up, that way they turned into a nut driver. This is a really good solution for all of those problems. So this set that I showed you at first comes with the 2 sockets. Sometimes it comes with little bits. Sometimes it comes with an insert here where you can insert smaller bits on there and get your strut straps, you know, with a flat head if you need to get in between there. Or you can get your bonding bushings tight with the adapter that this thing comes with. There's a bunch of different styles of this out, but This is basically what you want. You want this, 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 and this at a minimum. The other thing that you want is going to be a 3/8 open end wrench with a pivotable feature for the box end. Really, really useful. They're like 20 bucks each, but you're better off spending 20 bucks on a really, really nice wrench than you are trying to go for 100 bucks for the whole set, because a pivoting box end of a wrench is really valuable when you have to go in between the corrugates to tighten stretch straps or whatever when you're up against the ceiling. Like I said, if you guys know, you know, and trust me, I know. There's not too much I haven't done when it comes to building racks, strut assemblies, industrial, slick rod, you name it. I've just about done it all for electrical. These are by far the most useful tools. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hopefully this helps you out and saves you guys a buck from all that new Klein. I don't want to call it garbage because I'm sure it's useful, but it's not as useful as you guys are thinking. For the average construction electrician, you're not going to be using that stuff. Everyone else, enthusiast, handyman, just general trade stuff, probably great stuff. But if you're going to take that whole set to the job site and think you're going to have a great time with it, you're better off buying these 4 tools. This is 20, 15, maybe 50 depending on the set. Money well spent. This used to be a $30 set, but nothing's $30 anymore. 100 is the new 20. So there you guys go. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll see you guys in the next one.